Hey everybody. So I am just checking in, and I also wanted to share with you my thoughts about TMS, or mind body syndromes. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I have talked about these kinds of things in the past as part of my strategies for coping and healing and getting better on this journey that I've been on. And just so you know, just to give a little overview, if this is maybe your first time watching this, that I was on a benzodiazepine as prescribed. Not very much of it. I didn't think so. Was kind of a short-term user and took it sort of sporadically. I came off of it and also took an antibiotic at the time. This was 5 years ago now. And I had a very adverse reaction that I didn't know what was going on with me. It was like a barrage of symptoms that were next level. I'd never experienced anything like it. Went to the ER many times, and eventually I was reinstated on a benzodiazepine because it was clear that according to them, I was in like a severe state of withdrawal, which I didn't know anything about at the time. Reinstated, and then I did a taper and I came off. Then I proceeded to heal from that, and you can see my original videos where I went through my entire taper and post-taper and had lots of followers and lots of views on my videos, and I was just kind of healing. And even though the healing, was up and down, it definitely had an upward trajectory. So at about 22 months off the benzo, when I was feeling at my tip-top shape, everything was great. I was working out a lot, and I just had gone through like a pretty average benzo withdrawal. Definitely not as good as some people who just kind of walk off and they're fine. Not nearly as bad as some of the worst case scenarios that I had seen out there. So 22 months off, I got food poisoning, and I took an antibiotic. And I woke up the next day in a severe state, which was much worse than anything I had ever experienced. And you can see my videos start all over again in the setback. So fast forward to today, it's been 21 months since then, and you can see through my videos that a lot of healing has happened. And, again, not linear, definitely having ups and downs. However, after each down, the up would get even better, and then a down, and then the up would get, so every time my nervous system went through like a healing phase, I got better. And I really didn't have to do anything to make that happen. It was just kind of doing it on its own, without any interventions, without any massive changes in my life. I just went through these waves, and then I would get better. My baseline would go up. And this is very similar to what, Baylissa, who was my benzo mentor, always said, is that, some people heal and so the healing from benzodiazepines or a GABA injury is different than, like, say, a healing from an opiate or alcohol or something, or although I don't know about alcohol, but an opiate, that it's up and down, it's non-linear. Neurological stuff is nonlinear, and it's true that, my neurologist said the same thing. He said, upward trajectory with ups and downs. That's kind of what the central nervous system does, and sure enough, that's what happened with me. So in the middle of all of that, I've been, constantly curious. So that's one of maybe my superpowers, is this like curiosity. And I've just been very curious about this idea that some of us may have had prior sensitization from trauma, from being on, drugs. I was on drugs when I was younger because of the trauma. Just different kinds of events that happen in my body, kind of creating this sensitive space so that when I, take something or get off of something, my body just goes a little wackadoodle, maybe a little bit more than a lot of other people. And so this kind of brought me to TMS in my last massive wave, which thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had one like that since then. That was 5 months ago. And if you followed me, I have had little dips. There's still like little dips that happen, but nothing like that. That was the last massive one. And that's when I found TMS. My son had just gone to college. My partner was in Pittsburgh filming a TV show, and I was by myself. And I went into a massive wave. Bad. I mean, I could barely walk from, I couldn't drive. I could barely walk. Canceled my work and everything. And I thought, I wonder if there's something going on here emotionally with the way that my body is just like manifesting all these symptoms. And so I started reading books on TMS. I started watching Dan Buglio videos, Nicole Sachs videos. I started doing the journal speak that Nicole Sachs talks about. And I cried. I cried more than I've ever cried in my life, which I do think is a healing symptom, because I do think that the brain kind of, it detoxes and it rewires through an emotional purge. So I saw that as a good thing. And it was a lot of tears. And I just let go. And I felt each time I had this huge crying spell, a release. And I felt better. And I was by myself for like 5 or 6 weeks. And my sweet little son, who is just the apple of my eye, was no longer at home. And it was a real healing. It was a real healing. After that wave passed, after 6 weeks, my baseline shot like I wasn't expecting that. And I've said that here before, that my baseline just shot up. And so that has me still curious. And, I don't know if medication withdrawal is, I'm learning about TMS. I don't know if it's 100% a mind-body thing. It could be, downregulated receptors in the brain. There are not imaging scans that can go quite that minute. So who knows if there was, what we might see. So I don't know. However, it's almost like I'm going to reverse engineer the plane. So start from, is this helping my symptoms? And if it's helping, the residual ones that I have left, which honestly are not that many on a good day, and can this help me get to the next stage of, so cleaning up some of the ones that I still have and getting over my fear of another setback? That's a huge thing that I have. So can TMS help me with that? And then if it's true that it does help me, then maybe it's proof that all along I had this mind-body thing going on. So the jury is out. I don't really know. And I will never discount anybody's experience. The people who watch my channel, who reach out to me, who say, thank you so much for archiving your journey. There's a woman now, hi, who's watching my videos all day, every day, just because I've been giving hope and I've been vlogging and it's clear how much healing. And I really wanted people to see that we do heal, we do recover. Even though I've had setbacks and I've had waves, and the body is truly amazing. So I will never discount your experience. I will never discount your pain. And I wonder, for those of us who've had deeper traumas, or for whatever reason, it could be literally a birth trauma, or maybe it's from a past life. I don't know. But if we're sensitive, and if that's something that can be sort of like managed through some of this TMS, and I'm sorry, I'm not being very definitive about what that even is. So please look that up. Look up the work of Dr. Sarnos, Dr. Schubiner. And I even did ask my neurologist at one point about this idea of, this kind of mind body. And he said, oh yeah, definitely. Like that happens a lot with Vietnam vets or war veterans. And it was in those communities considered to be super normal. So if you go through some kind of major trauma, major emotional thing, and a part of the body just stops working or has pain, that was considered like totally normal because they saw it so much in those communities of veterans. It's just rampant in those communities. But as lay people, we don't really hear about that as much. So it was good to have that neurologist really confirm that, yes, there is a mind-body component here. So I was in Dan Buglio's group today. It was fantastic. You can sign up for his, he does a group coaching call. It was 3 hours, which was amazing. Everybody got a chance to be heard. I signed up for it because, you know, me, I love groups. I love being in spaces where I feel camaraderie. You know, I do this work. I teach this work. I'm super down for anything like this. And I really loved it. So if you don't know who he is, you can check him out. Dan Buglio, Buglio. I think the website is painforyou.com. And it might be like a cool spot. Just check out the videos first and see if you resonate with him. So that's that. Thanks everybody. And today I did Zumba. I'm still doing 20 minutes or maybe 20, 30 minutes. I'm doing Zumba Gold, which is the low impact because I am pacing my way up to my previous baseline. No point in going, over I want to hit the mark. I don't want to go over the mark. So I'm pacing my way back up. And it's been really good. I've got clients later today, and I'm just super grateful for all the healing that's already happened and for the next awesome baseline, which my dream is to like go to Mexico. So I just visualize it all the time. And yeah, I'm excited. All right. Take care, everybody. Peace.